Have you ever wondered why your cat insists on scratching that new sofa, while the scratching post you bought with so much care sits there, untouched, collecting dust? It's almost as if he's judging you, isn't it? As if he were saying, "That is not for me." You look at the marked furniture, take a deep breath, look at the scratching post sitting in the corner and think, "But I bought this especially for you." But maybe the problem is not your cat. Maybe it is not the scratching post either. But what if I told you there's a secret behind this daily scene, a detail almost nobody notices, but one that directly affects your connection between you two? What looks like feline stubbornness is actually a deep instinct. Scratching is not just about sharpening claws, it's a form of communication, a way to leave a mark, stretch the body, release energy, and feel safe in the environment. For a cat, that gesture has a purpose. He does not look at the sofa thinking about revenge. He doesn't choose the most expensive piece of furniture just to provoke you. In feline logic, scratching is a way of saying, "I'm here. This place is part of my territory. This environment is mine too." The problem is that many times we try to do the right thing, buy the most beautiful scratching post, the most expensive one, place it there with hope, and the cat simply ignores it. And that's exactly what a 2024 study published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science began to uncover. This research, which analyzed data from more than 1,000 cats, asked one crucial question: what really makes a cat choose where to scratch? The researchers looked at routine, environment, social interactions, temperament, behavior, activity level, and even factors inside the home. And what they discovered is that it's not only the type of scratching post that matters. Of course, texture, height, firmness, and shape can influence the choice, but there's an invisible factor, a secret map your cat follows, and most of us as tutors simply fail to see it. Because for him, the house is not just a collection of furniture. The house is made of paths, smells, resting spots, observation points, passage areas, and places where life really happens. The study found that scratching posts placed in areas frequently used by the cat were much more effective. It's not about the scratching post, it's about where it is. Think about it. Your cat has his own paths. He knows where he usually walks, where he rests, where he watches the house, where you stay, where there's movement, familiar scent, and a sense of presence. If he scratches the living room sofa, maybe that sofa is not just a sofa to him. Maybe it's a social point, a place filled with the family's scent, a space where he sees you sitting every day, an important point within his territory. So, when the tutor places the scratching post hidden in a rarely used corner, far from the cat's routine, it may seem like a solution to us, but to him, it may make no sense at all. It's almost as if he's waiting for you to understand where he really wants to scratch, before it's too late for your sofa. And this detail changes everything. Because many tutors think the mistake is not having a scratching post, but many times the mistake is having the scratching post in the wrong place. The cat is not refusing help, he's following his own territorial logic. He wants to mark places that have value to him. He wants to scratch where his body feels the need, where the environment matters, where the message makes sense. And when that need doesn't find a proper alternative, the sofa, the rug, the curtain, or the side of the armchair ends up becoming the target. The scratching post is not an isolated object, it's an extension of your cat's territory. The secret is that it needs to be where your cat's life actually happens, where he feels most like a cat, near the place where he sleeps, near the area where he often passes by, close to that sofa he has already chosen, in a spot where he can stretch, scratch, mark, and leave with the feeling that he has fulfilled a natural function. And maybe that is the detail that separates an unwanted scratching post from one that is used every single day. But there is another important layer to this story. The study also associated unwanted scratching with factors such as nighttime activity, more agitated behavior, aggression, the presence of children in the home, and very long or intense play sessions. This does not mean that every child causes stress or that playing with your cat is wrong, quite the opposite, but it shows that the cat's emotional state matters. A cat that is highly stimulated, without breaks, without hiding places, without high spots, without predictability, or without safe spaces, may release tension into the environment, and scratching may appear as a silent way to relieve that pressure. That's why when the tutor yells, scares, punishes, or tries to correct the cat with a sudden shock, the problem can get worse. The cat doesn't understand that as a rational conversation. He feels tension, unpredictability, threat. And if scratching was already linked to stress, the punishment can increase exactly what the tutor wanted to reduce. Instead of thinking, my cat is doing this on purpose, maybe the most important question is, what is this behavior trying to show me? Does he need a scratching post in the right place? Is he missing a high point to observe from? Does he need shorter, more predictable play sessions with a beginning, middle, and end? Does he need safe hiding places to calm down? Understanding this not only saves your furniture, but also strengthens your connection, showing that you understand your feline's deeper language. Because a cat speaks long before it meows. It speaks when it chooses a place, when it repeats a behavior, when it avoids a space, when it marks an area, when it insists on a spot in the house that seems random to you but has meaning to him.
A scratched sofa can be annoying, yes, but it can also be a clue. A clue that your cat is trying to organize himself emotionally within his own territory. So before seeing the scratch as defiance, try to see it as information. Observe where he scratches, at what moment he does it, what happens before, where the scratching post is, whether it is hidden, unstable, too low, or far from the important areas. Sometimes the solution does not begin with buying another product. It begins with changing the way you look, because for your cat, the right place can be worth more than the most beautiful scratching post in the world. And if you want to keep understanding your cat better, noticing signs that almost every tutor misses, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Here on Decoding Cats, every behavior can reveal much more than it seems.